Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation, coming to you with, special event tonight. I'm not even sure special is the right word that I would like to use. Usually I do a YouTube live on Sunday night. We have interviews on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But so much is going on right now that I felt we all needed to come together to get into our heart-centered space, to get back into our power as well. So I want to begin by taking just a few deep breaths together. That will help get us in sync here tonight. So I want you to breathe in through the nose, down to the belly, back up and out through the nose. I start every interview with every guest this way. Breathe in and out. In and out. One last time. In, really big breath, and out. It is so easy to get knocked off center right now. I get it. We get to feel everything. We get to breathe into everything. And then we get to go back to our centered place. Darkness wins when we stay in the dark. Once we come back to the light, darkness doesn't stand a chance. What is darkness? It's forgetting who we are. It's forgetting what we are. It's forgetting the power that each and every one of us has. So I know you're suffering tonight. I know you're afraid. I know you're worried. I get it. I get it. I get it. But if there's one thing I know, and for those of you who don't know, I've had 2 near-death experiences. I had a trifecta of 3 accidents for which I am lucky to be alive for each one of them. I have twin titanium femurs. I have twin titanium spikes through my hips, or basically titanium hips. I have many other people's blood, or at least it was, coursing through my brain veins. I get fear and worry. But what was it? Churchill who said the only thing we have to fear is fear itself? That's not just lip service. That's real. Real darkness is when we allow people to pull us off center, forget who we are, spiritual beings having a human existence, and forget the power that each and every one of us, yes, I'm talking to you, we forget the power that we have. That ain't right. But we can come back to our power, not by fighting back to our power, but loving our way back to our power, going to a place of kindness, going to a place of compassion, going to a place of love for those we feel deserve the love the least. Gandhi once said, and he was so true, we get to be the change we want to see in the world, even in the face of truly offensive action, offensive aggression, offensive murder. Even in the face of that. No. Not even in the face of that. Especially in the face of that. Instead of just having righteous anger, and I get it, we get to have righteous love. For it's righteous love that's going to change the world. What's righteous love? The Camden Police, 2013, I believe it was 2013. It might have been a few more years more recent than that. Disbanding and becoming a co-op so that they could work together with the community, and now marching hand in hand with the protesters. I'm not even sure I like the word protesters. Pro, that's positive. Test, to try out. Okay, I will buy that. People who are trying out a new way of being in the world. That's what you're doing if you're on the front lines. That's what you're doing if you're at home and you're standing in solidarity to those on the front lines. That's what you're doing by going to a place of love. You're trying out a new way of being. That's what the Camden Police did. Every police force across the country, because I mentioned we're going to be talking about positive news. I've got Camden Police. I've got police chiefs across the country who are marching with the protesters. I have police all across the country who are taking a knee, a symbolic gesture that to me, I raised or was raised by, I don't know how you call it. As an adult, I adopted 3 coyote hybrids, or they adopted me. One of which, Pumpkin, I got to spend over 17 glorious years with. And in those earliest years, I never got her belly up. I got her teeth, but I never got her belly up. I had not earned it. I had a trainer come over. Oh my God, he would flip them on their backs to try to show them who was boss. And she had a submissive urinary problem for years because I tried to make her submissive. It was what my trainer taught me to do. I'm so sorry, Pumpkin. I love you so, so much. To take a knee is to ask an officer to completely submit. He's down or she's down, unprotected at a lower stance in a submissive pose, belly out and exposed to the world. And that was what officer after officer, looking at the positives here, I know it's not all officers, but across the country, that is what officer after officer has done to say, we are one, we are in this together. Now, I know if you watch the news, it's going to focus on the opposite side of things. That's the news's job, to get a charge. Some news reporters are better than others, and I'm not blaming them. You've got to understand. Police officers acting out of fear, journalists acting out of fear, us at times acting out of fear. Our job, I guess you can see where I'm going, to rise above the fear. When we get in coherence, it's something that I had on the show just a couple days ago, Thursday, Howard Martin of Heart Math, who has the science, oh my God, his whole organization, study after study after study, about the science of breathing in and out to the heart, getting in a state of heart coherence, about how the heart resonates a larger magnetic field than the mind. The mind is where we go to fear. The heart is where we go to love. And when we start breathing into and out of the heart, something we're going to do in a group intention meditation here in just a little bit, the mind calms down. The nervous system comes out of a place of fight or flight, goes into a place of rest and relaxation, and maybe, just maybe, into a state of love. And when we go into that state of heart coherence, in fact, let's do that together. Let's just breathe in for a moment. Breathe in, imagine the air going into your heart. So put your hand on your heart. Into the heart, and breathe out. Imagine the air going out from the heart. Breathe into the heart, and out through the heart. Into the heart, and out from the heart. When we do that, we get into accord, we get into coherence, we get into harmony with our heart. And guess what? We are all tuning forks, and we all come into attunement with the biggest pendulum in the room, the biggest tuning fork in the room. When you go to a place of love, specifically going to a place of heart coherence, you change the vibration of everyone around you. I have a show coming out Tuesday with Clint Ober, the father of earthing. Earthing is the understanding that the earth has a frequency to it. So many things. One of the things is earth has a frequency to it. It's called the Schumann Residence. We've known about it, I think, since like the 1920s. It has a frequency that we vibrate at. We vibrate at, that's a slip, that the earth vibrates at. But actually, when we're barefoot on the earth, when we're sitting on the earth, when we're laying on the earth, we vibrate at that frequency as well. In fact, if you plug into the earth, and I am plugged in because I wanted the power of the earth during this talk, when you plug into the earth, you vibrate at that same grounded frequency of the earth. And your stress hormones and cortisol levels go way, way down. Now, part of that has to do with the free electrons of the earth. That's going above the scope of tonight's brief talk and meditation. But what I am doing is I am getting in attunement with the largest tuning fork on the planet. That is the planet. Because the planet, Mama Earth, is in coherence. When we get into heart coherence, we become a truly unstoppable force. Completely unstoppable. Let's talk about unstoppable. We had on Lynne McTaggart a couple of years ago. We're going to get her back on the show here shortly. She is an award-winning investigative journalist who tried something called the power of 8, brought 8 people together, got them meditating on healing one member of the group. It worked. Got other groups together. It worked. They ended up doing scientific studies where they went in and prayed for changes in the crime rates in DC. It worked. In fact, there was one group of meditators, transcendental meditators, with the Maharishi that meditated on reducing crime rates in DC and brought it down by 23% by getting a group of people in coherence, meditating and focusing on the same thing at the same time. Lynne McTaggart went to work on ending a war, I believe it's in Sri Lanka, and got people, meditators across the country, if not across the globe, together to meditate on ending the war. And they did. Scientifically studied that when you focus on the same thing at the same time as a whole group, you will scientifically make a difference. That's why I'm so excited that you came to join me here tonight, to join all of us together here tonight. We all get to come together. You see, we can look at this event that's going on right now, and we can call it events all across the country or across the world, but it is really one event. And this event, which seems on the surface to be chaotic, that seems on the surface to be awful, and I'm not taking away from it, it is chaotic, it is awful, it is unfair, it is a crime, what's going on out there. And I'm not talking about the protesters. It is a crime. However, no change has ever taken place on the couch. No change in the history of humanity has ever taken place when we're comfortable. Right now, my wife Jessica and I, she's the producer of the show, the two of us have been trying to up-level this show right now with our whole beautiful dream team. It feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It feels chaotic and awful. It feels awful. Why am I sharing that our business feels awful? Well, it feels awful because we're trying a bunch of new things. We're protesting. We are trying out new things, and it creates a state of chaos. Most people, I wouldn't say nobody, there are some people right now who are poking forks, deliberately trying to create chaos. But most people do not like chaos. However, chaos means that the old foundation has broken down, which makes us light, which makes us able to pivot, which allows for positive, great change. We don't celebrate the actions taking place, but we can celebrate the chaos because it is making us unmoored. And so I like the positive use of this word. It makes us dangerous. Not dangerous that we're going to hurt anybody, but dangerous to the old regime. The old regime out there, the old regime in our heads. What's the regime? It's the government in our minds. It's the government all around us that is working on old apparatus, old operandi, old programming. And that programming gets to change. And chaos, I'm not making light of this. And I'm not saying let's go bring more chaos about. But it's actually a sign of positive change on its way. But our job is not to create more chaos. Our job is the reverse. Our job is to embrace each and every one of us going through this with all the love in the world. State police officer, turned off to his home right as I was coming back from the grocery store. And I half wanted to follow him to his house to metaphorically, because social distancing right now, give him a giant hug. That's what we need. Every single one of us needs a hug right now. Even or especially those on both sides of the front line. You don't think they're human? You don't think they bleed? You don't think they need love? They are us. We are them. This whole concept of liberal, conservative, right, left, up, down, it's insanity. Why is it insanity? Brown, white, red, black, whatever. It's one arm picking on the other on the same body. We are all one. All one. all one. In fact, picture, you want to do something that's graduate level work, PhD level work? Picture the people on the opposite side of the front lines. Maybe that's police. Maybe it's people with opposing viewpoints. Maybe it's politicians that you don't agree with. Picture them in your mind's eye. Take a deep breath for a moment, into the heart, out from the heart, in from the heart, out from the heart. Now picture those people in all of their ugliness. And I want you to imagine it's perfectly safe to walk right up to them and give them the biggest bear hug in the world. You are safe in this moment. They are safe in this moment. Chances are you will both start to cry. Why? Because we all need to know everything is all right. Everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. We bring just love because we are all one. Now, I've been talking for quite a while, so I want to get into a meditation in a few minutes. Before I do that, I want to teach you my favorite, all-time favorite prayer when it comes to bringing people back together. And if you're not familiar, I've had over 1,200 guests on the show. No, exaggeration. I've had just under 1,200 guests on the show. So I've heard a lot of prayers, a lot of powerful ways to change hearts. But I have never heard of anything more powerful than the Hawaiian healing prayer of Oponopono. 4 very simple lines with one profound outcome. Takes just one thing. Praying to and for yourself, not for anyone else. It's a prayer of forgiveness. It's a prayer of love. It's a prayer of gratitude. It's a prayer of healing. But it's not actually a prayer of healing you versus me, us versus them, or if there's I use it with every relationship difficulty. I can think of no greater relationship difficulty than the protesters, the police, or the politicians. All of us are one. All of us are one. You go up into SpaceX, up to the International Space Station, you can't point out, oh, this person's a red, this person's a blue, this person's a Russian, this person is Chinese. All one. You go even farther back when we had, what was it, Voyager, going past the planet Pluto, and looked back and saw this tiny blue dot. We are all one, Earthlings, one spaceship, one humanity. Individual reflections, individual roses on the bush of humanity, individual expressions. But we're all part of the same bush. We're all attached to the same spaceship. We are all walking, talking expressions of water and dirt, mixed in with a little bit of oxygen in there. We're all still breathing the same oxygen molecules. That Jesus, that Abraham, that Muhammad, that the Buddha breathed. That Mother Mary breathed, that all of them breathe. We are each one of us breathing their molecules. We truly are one. And so this healing prayer, we can think about somebody else. I like to take my little gold coin here, and I always use it for group intention meditations. And you can do this with Ho'oponopono. We're going to do this with another meditation here in a few minutes. You can picture whomever you are upset with, whomever doesn't disagree with you, or whoever seems completely clinically mad, insane, and provocational, maybe that's the word, like a provocateur, there we go. You put them on one side of the coin, realize you are on the other, both on the same coin. And so you picture whomever you are upset or in disagreement with, put them in there. You drop them down in through your head, I call it in through the third eye, and down into the heart. All about the heart. The heart heals all. That's not a warm and fuzzy. There's a whole heart math science behind it. And then you say 4 key lines to and for yourself. I love you, meaning I love myself. Please forgive me. Please forgive me, self, for any way that I have wronged you. I am sorry. I am so sorry for having hurt you. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. If we each went to bed tonight and we pictured the other side, whatever that means to you, and I'm very clear, we are all one, but we all get to come into a place of greater awareness, greater love, greater awakening. And this racism and hatred has to stop like yesterday, let alone hundreds of years ago. We had on astrologist Michael Lennox last year. We both called this the year of reckoning. Anything that was kept under the carpet will be brought out to the surface. And this country, if you're in the US, was founded on a history of racism, of bigotry, of inequality. And it gets to stop now. But it gets to stop from a place of love and healing. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. You go to sleep and you think of people who are acting unjustly, who are acting unkindly, who are acting out of fear or acting out of hatred and malice, for they're not even willing to look into their own hearts and heal their own wounds. Have love and kindness and compassion for them, but then go back to yourself. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. Do this a dozen times. Do it 2 dozen times. Do it 200 dozen times before you go to sleep. And you will realize we are each individual, not just tuning forks. We're broadcasters. We are broadcasting out into the energetic field. There's a reason you feel so nervous when you wake up on Monday mornings. And it's not just because you feel nervous waking up on Monday mornings. It's because everybody else feels nervous too. That's why there are so many heart attacks Monday mornings, even by the retired, because we're all swimming in this soup of energy. Now, this soup of energy feels like fear, worry, anxiety. Heck, it is such an incredible amplifier. I call COVID-19 the amplifier of amplifier. It's taking whatever is out under the carpet, it's scooping it up, it's putting it in front of our face and saying, you have got to change, and making us feel incredibly uncomfortable to where people are doing some really stupid things. But we feel that field of fear and worry, anxiety, but we're not impotent to it. We can also pump back into the field. That's why we're going to do a group intention meditation in a couple minutes. That's what Oponopono is. You are pumping up the field with love, with forgiveness, with gratitude. If that's not the most powerful prayer in the world, I don't know what is. Love, forgiveness, and gratitude. Love, forgiveness, gratitude. Love, forgiveness, gratitude. You're forgiving yourself. You're forgiving the world. You're sending out love. You're filled with gratitude. That pumps up the field, ladies and gentlemen, more than just about anything else. So with that said, I want to go into a meditation tonight where we all come together and meditate on helping everyone out on the streets tonight. I want to keep everyone safe. I want to keep the protesters safe. I want to keep the police safe. I want to keep everyone safe, because everyone is your brother, is your sister, is your mother, is your father, is your son, is your daughter, is you. Even or especially in their disguises to help change the world. not big on quoting the Bible, but I believe Jesus had said something to the effect of one of his last things as he's on the cross looking at the Roman soldiers. God or Father, forgive them for what they've done. They know not what they have done. We are all, in a sense, acting on autopilot, here to help, I believe, raise the evolution of humanity, expand consciousness, expand awareness. And sometimes we play roles without realizing it that hurt others, but are still helping expand consciousness. I believe that's what's going on right now. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt. But it's just the Band-Aid being ripped off of the wound so that we can finally get some ointment, I call ointment the light, in there so that we can heal. The Band-Aids need to be ripped off because there was rot in the foundation. That rot needed to be cut out, needed to be healed, needed to be sealed, needed to be put in the light of day. If I haven't mentioned it, you're a light worker and you're a light warrior. And a warrior isn't someone who kills. A warrior, a true warrior, is someone who heals. It's someone who takes their sword, jabs it into the ground, leaves it behind, drops their shields, and stands strong and leans forward like a mofo. In service to all of humanity, and says, I will not live in fear. I will stand in the light. That's your job. That's why you're here with me tonight. I'm raising an army. It's your army, an army of light workers here to bring love to the entire planet to help heal humanity without exception. You point out a single day that sun high above said, I'm going to put light on John, but not on Mary. I'm going to put light on Beth, but not on Bob. It doesn't happen. The light is the light and it shines on everyone equally. You are the light. You get to shine your light on everyone. And so now we're going to dive into a heart coherence, light and love meditation to help shed our light on everyone out there on the streets tonight, on everyone who is in their homes afraid, on everyone who is saying crazy things into the mic, hopefully not me, but to reporters or to whomever, no matter what side people are on, find me sides on the earth. There's one side. It's a spinning circle, globe. We're all on it. It's the same side. Rotate the ball. It's one. You are one. And so let's meditate and pray for everybody out there tonight to keep them safe and to help heal our hearts so that we can shine our light on the world. And I am absolutely, certainly dedicating this not just to George Floyd, but to everyone who's been killed, hurt, injured, maimed, or treated unjustly. From this moment, going back to the beginning of time, because they have all made their sacrifices to help us to shift now. And I can see and sense them all above saying, don't go to hatred, don't go to violence, go to love. The most powerful force in the world is love. Love and light, it is synonymous. Go to love, go to light, shine your light on the world, and you can make the greatest difference of them all. So with that said, we're going to focus on helping everybody out there tonight and on healing our hearts and on shifting the planet. Put that intention into your heart. Breathe in. Feel that intention going into your heart and out. In through the nose, down to the belly, and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to imagine that you're bringing that breath right into your heart. Breathe into the heart and out from the heart. Breathe in, feeling that air going right into your heart. You can even put your hand on your heart. And out, feeling that air going out from the heart. Into the heart and out. Now I want you to keep breathing into and out of the heart. And as you do so, I want you to think of the most loving person or puppy or kitty or baby you have ever known. Breathe in, think of that person, puppy or kitty. Breathe out. Think of that person, puppy or kitty. Breathe in and think of them. And out. Think of them. In and out. Maybe it's a baby and you've got her in your arms. Or maybe it's a kitty, or maybe it's a kitty or puppy you had growing up and they're back alive and you're petting them right now. Or you're gently stroking them under the cheek or under the chin. So I'd like you to imagine putting yourself and out, in and out, out. As you spray that hose, see yourself spraying it on specifically those I don't agree with, those, and out. Not just everybody in your city, everybody in your county, in your state, and not in just the nation, but now everybody on this spinning globe, this one space you come from. You send out light and puppy love to the entire planet itself. In and out. In and breathe in all the light and love from the sun up above. Send out all that love and light to everybody in the world. Breathe in that love and light and send out that love and light. Breathe in that love and light and send out that love and light. This is your job. This is your birthright, to get yourself in a state of love, of light, of puppies, of kitties, of unicorns, of babies. It sounds so ridiculous, but it sounds so ridiculous for a reason. For we had the most love and light to give when we were the littlest, smallest, most innocent child. That is the love and light that we get to bring to ourselves. That is the love and light we get to bring to heal the entire planet. You don't find it, you don't feel it. Go back to when it was there. Picture that puppy. Go to a YouTube video. Anchor it into your heart. Put on a beaming ear-to-ear grin, even if you don't feel it. Breathe in all the love and light with your hand on your heart and send it out with everything that you've got. You can do this. This is your job. This is why you chose to incarnate now, to help fill the world with your love and light. You're not feeling it tonight? Call someone up and cheer them up. You're not feeling it still? Send out 3, 4, 5 positive, puppy love-filled emails or text. Don't go to the darkness. Go to the light. Send out all the love and light in the world that you can. This is your job. This is your birthright. This is why the time is now. to be filled with puppy love. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? Times. But how ridiculous do you feel now? We're nuts. That's awesome. That's a pattern disruptor. Pattern interrupt. That's what we need right now to get us out of that place of fear. We need to be in a place of puppy love. I've got kitties around me. They're going, what about kitty love? Yes, kitty love. I meditate with squirrels in the morning. Something you can find out on another show of ours. Yes, that's squirrel love as well. Because that's a love that comes straight from God, from source, from universe. Unadulterated. And it's inside of us as well. The simplest way to get to it is simply focus on someone that brings us that loving state. A baby, a kitty, a puppy. And then be the mirror we want to see in the world and reflect it right back out. Reflect out all the light and love you can. Breathe in all of that. So send out the love right back out. This is your job. So tonight, as you go to sleep, put yourself in this state. Send out all the love and light that you can. Send it all out. Go to Oponopono. Don't forget that. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. And then picture that baby. Picture that kitty. Picture that loved one. Turn over and look at your spouse. Kiss your kids good night. Kiss them on the forehead. Give them the biggest hugs in the world. And just think to yourself or say out loud, puppy love, puppy love, puppy love, puppy love. I love you guys so much. Leave your comments here below. Leave any questions. Big thumbs up if you enjoy this. And let us know if you would like us to do this again during this time, because we're happy to hold space and help elevate consciousness. We're all doing this together if this is of value. I love you guys so much. Be the love. Be the power. Be the change you want to see in the world, and repeat after me. I've got this. I am the love. I am the light. And I am going to help to change and rock this world. I love you guys so much. Keep shining bright. Have the most amazing evening ahead. Big hugs, and envision in your mind's eye, if you dare turn on the news, and I would challenge you not to for the rest of the evening, negative, worthless stimulation at its best, typically. But if you do, then your job, when you see that person saying stupid, scary, silly things, when you see that person lobbing tear gas, lobbing whatever, remember 2 words, followed by 1 action. Puppy love. And hug them in your mind's eye. They won't know what hit them, but that's how we're going to change the world with puppy love. And no, I have never, ever in my life done a puppy love meditation before, nor do I know if I ever will again. I'm just channeling this fun stuff. I love you guys so much. Keep on shining bright. And chances are I will see you guys very soon. We do have a YouTube premiere tomorrow night with Clint Ober. Come join us for that. That is going to be truly awesome, about how to plug in and connect to the earth. This one is literally plugged into my knee right now, keeping me grounded. Love you guys so much. Keep on shining bright. Woohoo! You guys rock. The energy that you're feeling is yours. It came from you. I just helped you to discover it, but it is your birthright. So rock it. Love you. And love you, Pookie, too. Woohoo!